So, Kevin Wright, back with another property finance tip. And what are we talking about this week? Recession. The UK is now officially in recession, and we're talking about what that means for investing in property. That's interesting. Keep watching. Okay, so we're in recession. But what does that actually mean for buying property? And what should you be doing right now? Let's have a look at that. Now, the Bank of England said that the UK economy dropped by 20% from lockdown onwards. That's the biggest contraction ever on record. What does that mean? Well, in some reports, it's already got back almost half of that when we've reopened the economy after lockdown. So we've already recouped some of that. But of course, there's a lot of people that are still furloughed, and that doesn't finish until October. Unemployment's gone up, the best part of 1 million already. But of course, there's still those people on furlough, and it's only going to be in October really, when furlough finishes, that we see how many of those have still got jobs. We've seen a splurge of interest in property. In fact, agents are saying it's never been as busy. And that's in part about pent-up demand in lockdown, and that's now just coming out into the market. But is that sustainable? Probably not. We certainly haven't yet seen the downturn in property prices that was forecast while we were still in lockdown. So a downturn in property prices was forecast, anything up to 15%. Well, we haven't seen that yet either. Are we going to in the future? It's really difficult to tell. But what does buying property in a recession mean? Well, if more people start losing their jobs, then it means that some of those, if they can't quickly find another job, and their homeowners, they're going to start to struggle paying their mortgage. Now, mortgage lenders will probably cut them some slack, they usually do, but there comes a point where if you can't pay your mortgage, you either have to sell or get repossessed. It's less about taking advantage of people in a difficult situation and more about being fair and helping them get on with their lives. So if they need to sell, if they're in a position where they can't make their mortgage payments and they're facing repossession, then being able to sell before that hits them is very much in their best interests. First of all, they haven't got the stain of being repossessed, because one of the things that you have to declare on a mortgage application form is, have you ever been repossessed? So if they can sell the property before it gets that bad, then that's setting them up in the future to recover themselves in a better way. Secondly, repossessing a property is not cheap. So there are a number of costs that lenders incur and pass on to the borrower if they get repossessed. So saving someone getting repossessed is also going to be good. Now, mortgage lenders actually don't like you buying properties where the owner is in financial distress. So again, this is another area where bridging finance can help. So buy it with bridging, and if it needs some work doing to it as well, that's good too, and then refinance onto a mortgage. So as always, it's about being selective of the properties you want to buy, just not steaming out there and buying, and also not saying, well, I'm not buying property right now because we're in a recession. I've been around in property long enough to see more than one recession. And I know that in the last recession with the credit crunch, there were people that actually got started in the last recession, and they built their property business by buying when most people weren't buying. And there's that saying attributed to Warren Buffett, you know, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. In a recession, people tend to stop buying. And if people aren't buying, generally, there's an opportunity for those that can be greedy. Now, that doesn't mean being reckless. You still have to apply all the same due diligences that you would apply normally, but it's about being aware that opportunities will come up in a recession and being prepared to take advantage of them. So smart people tend to get ready to take action in a recession. So that's the message for this week. The message is that just because we're in a recession right now doesn't mean you have to stop buying property. It's still about mitigating risk and buying well. I hope that helps you decide what you need to be doing right at this time in recession. And if you've enjoyed that, hang around. Got something else for you. So, if you're looking to make this the best year of your life, click subscribe if you haven't done already, because I've got lots more good content and some great case studies coming up in the next few weeks and months. Thanks for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, hey, I've got an Instagram channel too. It's some really interesting content on there, and it's all short, snappy stuff. So, it's at Kevin Wright Property. Check out the link here. Go find me on Instagram.